News OK's Press Row with the Oklahomans Barry Tramel and Jenni Carlson is powered by Dunkin' Donuts. America runs on Dunkin'.
I'm Barry Tramel, and I say the most valuable Thunder off the bench is Nick Carlson.
That's a good pick, but I'm going to go with the point guard, Eric Maynor. We'll debate it here on the Press Row from the Opupco Studios. I'm Jenni Carlson. Press Row is sponsored by Dunkin' Donuts. Barry, a lot of guys would fit that role of valuable after Tuesday's game. You like Nick Carlson. Why do you pick him?
Well, he's just so valuable on defense and doing the dirty stuff underneath. I don't know that the Thunder could get anything done without him. You got to have Eric Maynor playing a good, solid point guard, backing up Russell Westbrook. Got to have James Harden scoring off the bench. We've seen what the Thunder does when James doesn't score, but I can't imagine the Thunder trying to win basketball games without Nick Carlson. His defense, his grit, his rebounding, his screens. This is the ultimate glue guy. I'm sort of surprised the Thunder has him for this reason. It seems like somebody that knew what they were doing 2 years ago when the Thunder was so much in a struggle mode, the Spurs, the Lakers, whoever. I'm surprised one of those teams didn't come down and offer Sam Presti a sweetheart deal to get Nick Carlson, because anybody with a clue in the NBA knows how valuable this guy is.
No doubt about it. And I think what he did, especially in Game 2, maybe hasn't been trumpeted enough. The amount of minutes he played in the second half with Serge Ibaka. He had banged knees and was out and was getting going again. So you had Nick Carlson come in and play his minutes and then play his minutes and keep playing in the fourth quarter. It was really impressive what he did. I'm a big fan of consistency. And so Nick Carlson, I agree, great off the bench. But I give Eric Maynor the nod because at point guard, you got to have somebody that keeps things going, keeps things flowing. And, obviously he's not Russell Westbrook. He's not as good as Westbrook. If he was, he'd be starting. But he is solid. And then we saw on Tuesday night just how good he could be scoring the basketball. To me, Barry, I go back to this consistency idea. James Harden, I think, should be the biggest guy off the bench. But he's so up and down sometimes. Some nights he scores 5 meaningless points, and some nights he goes crazy. That is a real issue. If he could get consistent, he would be the best guy off the bench.
I would argue that Eric Maynor's a little inconsistent. He hadn't been wildly inconsistent. He's not James Harden, but he has games where he doesn't play well, and they got to get Westbrook in a little more quickly. He had fabulous game 1 against Denver, great game 2 against Memphis. But a guy that never is off is Nick Carlson. And here's you never hear Scotty Brooks sort of question his own strategy, question his own rotation. But on Wednesday, Scotty Brooks said, "You know what? I screwed up in game 1. I only played Nick Carlson 15 minutes, and he's got to play more. He played 25 minutes in game 2. We saw what happened. A lot more defense, a lot more toughness against Zach Randolph. I think you're going to see Nick Carlson play more and more as this series goes on."
Hey, stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.